Imagine being down to your last dollar, unsure of where your next meal will come from. Now imagine, just a few years later, you're a millionaire. This is the story of John Smith, who went from broke to millionaire. John Smith wasn't always a name associated with success. He was once just another face in the crowd, grappling with the harsh realities of life. Born into a family of modest means, John's childhood was a far cry from the affluence we associate him with today. He grew up in a tiny, rundown apartment where luxuries were few and the struggle was real. Money was always tight, and the family often had to make do with less. As John grew older, the financial pressures only amplified. He took up multiple jobs to make ends meet, but it seemed like life had a way of pushing him further into the abyss of financial instability. He was stuck in a vicious cycle of poverty, and it seemed like there was no way out. Then came the moment that changed everything. John found himself at the very bottom, with just a single dollar to his name. The weight of his predicament hit him like a ton of bricks, but it was in this moment of despair that John realized something crucial. He could either let his situation define him, or he could redefine his situation. And so, he chose the latter. Started to see his financial struggle not as a life sentence, but as a stepping stone. He started to believe in the possibility of a better future, in the potential within him to change his life. He started to understand that his circumstances were not his destiny. John Smith's journey from broke to millionaire wasn't an overnight success. It was a series of mindset shifts that changed his life forever. It was a testament to his resilience, his determination, and his unwavering belief in himself. His story is a powerful reminder that we are not defined by our circumstances, but by how we respond to them. It's a testament to the power of the human spirit and the extraordinary things we can achieve when we dare to believe in ourselves. Remember, it's not about where you start, but where you're going. It's about the journey, not the destination. And John Smith, he's a living proof of that. The first step in John Smith's journey to becoming a millionaire was changing his mindset about failure. You see, John Smith was not always the success story we know today. In fact, he was often met with failure. But it was his perspective on these failures that set the stage for his eventual success. Let's take a step back and let's think about failure. It's often perceived as a bad thing, right? We're taught from a young age to avoid it at all costs. But what if we flipped that narrative on its head? What if we saw failure not as a stumbling block, but as a stepping stone? This is exactly what John Smith did. He began to view failure not as a setback, but as a learning opportunity. Each time he stumbled, he picked himself up, dusted himself off, and analyzed what went wrong. He asked himself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? Doing this, John Smith transformed his failure into a tool for growth. It became a teacher, guiding him towards better decision-making and more successful outcomes. Failure was no longer something to be feared, but something to be embraced. This mindset shift allowed him to take risks and pursue opportunities he would have otherwise avoided. He was no longer paralyzed by the fear of failure. Instead, he was propelled by the desire to learn and grow. John Smith's journey was not smooth sailing. He faced many failures along the way. But each failure was a lesson learned, a stepping stone towards his ultimate goal. He understood that to reach the peak, he had to first climb the mountain. And climbing a mountain often involves stumbling, falling, and picking yourself up again. But here's the thing. It's not the fall that defines us, but how we rise after the fall. And John Smith rose time and time again. John Smith understood that in order to succeed, he had to first be willing to fail. This was the first mindset shift that propelled him towards his millionaire status. So remember, don't fear failure, embrace it. Because it's not just about reaching the top, it's about the journey you take to get there. The second mindset shift John Smith made was adopting a growth mindset. Now you may ask, what exactly is a growth mindset? Well, it's a belief that your abilities, your intelligence, your skills aren't just fixed traits that you're born with. Instead, they can be developed and improved through dedication, hard work, and more importantly, a willingness to learn from your experiences. This concept, put forth by psychologist Carol Dweck, contrasts with a fixed mindset, where people believe their abilities are static and unchangeable. While a fixed mindset can lead to stagnation, a growth mindset opens doors to endless possibilities, innovation, and most importantly, personal growth. Now let's get back to John. He was once like many of us, believing that his abilities were fixed. He thought he was just not cut out for success. But then, he made a decision to shift his mindset. Decided to believe in his ability to improve, to grow through effort and experience. John started to see every challenge as a chance to learn something new. Failure was no longer a dead end, but a detour to a different direction. Began to relentlessly pursue self-improvement and personal growth. He read books, attended seminars, sought mentorship, and most importantly, he started to apply what he learned in his own life. And the results? They were astonishing. Newfound growth mindset led him to achieve things he had once considered impossible. Business started to thrive, his relationships improved, he became healthier, and he was happier. Because he believed he could grow and improve. A growth mindset isn't about being naive or unrealistically optimistic, about understanding that you have the potential to do better and be better, and then taking concrete steps to realize that potential. By adopting a growth mindset, John Smith was able to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow and succeed. And so can you. It's not about where you start, but where you're willing to go. So, are you ready to adopt a growth mindset and start your journey towards success? The third mindset shift that led John Smith to become a millionaire was focusing on creating value. Have you ever wondered what sets millionaires apart from the rest? It's not just about making money, but creating something of value. John Smith was no different. He realized that the secret to wealth was not in the pursuit of money, but rather in the pursuit of value. John shifted his focus from the dollar signs to providing solutions. He began to see himself not just as a businessman, but as a problem solver. Each problem, he realized, was an opportunity in disguise. An opportunity to create something valuable, something that could change lives, including his own. Instead of obsessively counting his earnings, John started counting the number of problems he solved, the number of people he helped. He began to measure his success not in terms of wealth, but in terms of the value he added to his customers' lives. This shift in mindset led him to start his own business. A business that was not just about selling a product or a service, but about providing a solution. A solution that made people's lives easier, better, happier. John's business wasn't built overnight. There were trials and tribulations, but he persevered, always keeping his eye on the value he was creating. He knew that the more value he provided, the more successful he would become. And he was right. Business started to grow. Word spread about the value he was providing, and customers started pouring in. His focus on creating value was paying off, literally. And then one day, John realized he was a millionaire. Not because he had a certain amount in his bank account, but because of the value he had created. The value that had transformed lives, including his own. So, what's the secret to becoming a millionaire? It's simple. Focus on creating value. The money will follow. By focusing on creating value, John Smith was able to build a successful business that eventually made him a millionaire. John Smith's journey from broke to millionaire wasn't just about hard work and luck. It was about changing his mindset. He made 3 crucial shifts that took him from a place of desperation to a place of abundance. And these shifts can be applied by anyone, regardless of their current financial situation. First, John learned to embrace failure. He understood that failure wasn't a dead end, but rather a stepping stone toward success. Each setback was a lesson learned, a chance to improve, and an opportunity to grow. So don't be afraid to fail. See it as an inevitable part of your journey to success, learn from it, and keep moving forward. Second shift was adopting a growth mindset. Instead of seeing his abilities as fixed, he believed that he could develop and improve through dedication and hard work. He understood that his potential was limitless and that he could achieve anything he set his mind to. This mindset shift is crucial. Believe in your ability to grow, to learn, and to improve. Don't limit yourself by thinking you're stuck with what you have. You have the potential to be so much more. Finally, John focused on creating value. He realized that the key to wealth wasn't just about making money, but about providing something of value to others. He sought to solve problems, meet needs, and make a positive impact. This mindset shift is about more than just business. It's about life. Seek to create value in everything you do. It's not just about what you can get, but what you can give. Just like John Smith, you too can change your life by changing your mindset. Remember, your mindset is the key to your success. So start shifting your mindset today, and who knows, you might just become the next John Smith.